guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Paris from Project Pineapple P. Today I'm going to be showing you how to prep your wood so that you can upcycle it and paint it. So before you even think about painting it, there's a few steps you need to follow. So I'm going to show you the steps I take and which I feel like are really crucial. I know lots of people do it differently as well, so it's really nice for us to all share our ideas. But also, I think it's really good if everyone can just see other things that painters and decorators do as well, and things that maybe people don't really know so much about. So yeah, here's my steps to making your furniture ready to upcycle. So my first step is to take off the knobs for the doors. So all you want to do is make sure that all things that you don't want to be on there removed. You'll thank yourself in the long run instead of having to paint around it and things like that. I always make sure I put them in the same place or in a bag, just so that you don't lose the pieces, because that'll be an absolute disaster for you. So I've taken all the drawers out. First step before sanding is I really need to clean the wood, just because it has so much dirt and things on. So I will use sugar paste. If I don't have sugar paste, so nice and simple, if I don't have sugar paste, I will use washing up liquid and warm water, and all you need to do is just spray it and make sure that you get it and just get off. You think how many times you've used this furniture, you bought it off of someone, you don't really know how much it's been touched. You think in general, the wear and tear of everyday use, the grime and things, and the oils we have all over our hands when we're touching our furnitures. If you don't clean your furniture and you paint it straight away, and you don't take the steps of cleaning it, then it can make the paint just, once dry, the paint can just scrape off, not stick, and it's just such a pain. We all want to make sure that we don't take ages to do our upcycle furniture, but these steps I feel are really crucial to make sure your wood is ready for painting. So warm water, soap. So the sugar soap as well does its job, gets rid of all that stuff that's on it, just so that we're setting up all the greasy things off of it. My woodwork is nice and clean, so all I'm going to do now is get my P80 and got my block. So it's got little corners on as well, so you can put it into the little ruffles of the corner. I also have an electric sander, which I normally do for the larger parts. Obviously the niggly parts you can't really get into, so a sand blocker is amazing. Once you feel like you've sanded it down enough, you feel like you've got rid of all the little cracky bits in the wood where it's been dented and things like that. So step 3 is I'll just brush off all the excess where I sanded down the furniture, just so that there's no parts of it at all with the dust all over it, because that would be a nuisance if you put it on the paint. So my 4th step is to use knotting solution. A lot of paint, if you go into shops, if you go online, a lot of paint will tell you that it's sealed already in the paint and things like that. I do use paint that will seal the knots in the wood. So knotting solution will stop if you see the parts of the wood that have circular darker brown bits on. They're knots, and basically when you paint, after a few weeks to a month or so, these can quite possibly come through your paint and it comes up like a browny yellow stain ringed round it. It's really not pleasant. I used to have it all the time when I first started upcycling, and I didn't realise until then. This is like the main one. A lot of people say, oh, you don't need it and things, and for me it's like yeah, like put it on. So I basically love this stuff. So all you need to do is, I'll put a little bit down, and then it depends how bad I think the wood is, but most of the time I will put it all over the wood just so that there's no yellowing coming through any of the wood at all. So you're going to need a paintbrush, or wear gloves if you're not going to use a paintbrush for a cloth or things, and you want to put it on finely. But what you're wanting to do is make sure it gets right into the knots. And if you're going to use a paintbrush, use an old one, because afterwards, unless you've got some white surgical spirit or something like that, it's definitely not going to come off of your paintbrush. It is a lot harder, and it makes the brush within not too long really hard. You need to leave that to dry before anything else. So as you can see, it's come out quite shiny. It's going to dry before I even begin to paint. First step is to take off the knobs and things that you need off of the furniture, so it's nice and smooth, nice and flat, and you can really work with it. And obviously if you're going to colour the knobs and things like that, you need to take them off regardless. So take off all the things off of your furniture. Step 2, you need to make sure that you clean your furniture, one, from natural dust that accumulates on it, and humans, as we touch, we've got oil in our hands, we've got just a general use of our hands onto the furniture, which creates dirt, just so that it's clean. So when it's clean, it's not going to rip the paint off, and the paint's not going to want to stick and go onto the furniture if not. So yeah, clean it. Step 3, use medium to hard sandpaper. So I normally use a P80 just to sand it all down. Love my block sander, and I also have an electric one if I've just got a massive surface area that I can sand down quite easily. And then my 4th step is to make sure that you clean off all the dust once you have sanded down your furniture, just so it's all out of the cracks. And like I say, 90p from B&Q, get a brush and just make sure it's all off. Step 5 would be to add the knotting solution to your wood, and make sure that you've sealed all knots so that in the future you don't get staining coming through your knots. So the final step for prepping your furniture is to get either frog tape or masking tape. I quite like masking tape for this type of thing, as it comes up, it doesn't stick as much as the frog tape, so it's easier to get off once you paint it. For my daughter's room, the top of all of her furniture in there is nice and light wood, so I'm going to keep this part wood and paint the rest. So all I'm going to do is get the masking tape, and I'm just putting it on the parts of wood that I don't want to paint, and just so it keeps it nice and secure. So that is my steps that I take before I upcycle anything for my house or for people that I do my furniture for, and people that I sell, just to make sure I'm really giving them and myself the best chance that my furniture is all ready to go, or I even think about priming and undercoating my wood. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to prepare your wood for upcycling and the steps you need to take beforehand. If you have any comments or different ideas that you do for your paint and your woodwork, then please let me know, leave a comment. I'll always make sure I reply back to you. Hit the bell, subscribe to my channel. There's so many things I'm upcycling at the moment. I've got a dresser, I've got 2 chests of drawers, I've got stencils on how to just do plain woods and also bulk woods for nice little farmhouse designs to welcome you into the kitchen and things like that. So there's so many things I'm doing right now. I hope you liked this video and I hope it is useful for you and your upcycling. See you guys soon. Bye!